Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again. And today we're trying to have some fun with Nightfall. And the reason that I'm trying to explore Nightfall again is because there's two new cards that the Nightfall archetype got in the last expansion, which is Twilight Protector, or Twilit, I don't know how you pronounce this, and Moonlit Glenkeeper, right? So if you haven't seen these cards played yet, the Twilight Protector, what it does is that it's kind of like a what we want to call Eclipse card, right? So it works with Nightfall or Daybreak. If you Daybreak, it gives all Daybreak allies +1/+1. If you Nightfall, it grants Nightfall allies +1/+0. The reason that the buffs are different is because the Nightfall buff is grant, which means that it sticks permanently, while the Daybreak is only for this round. What you also need to realize is that this card buffs itself. So if you play it with the Daybreak effect, it actually comes down as a 2-mana 3/3. If you play it as a Nightfall card, then it's going to come down as a 2-mana 3/2 already, right? So that is going to be important in certain situations. And then the other card that I really like is the Moonlit Glenkeeper. This one is a 3-mana Fearsome 2/3, but when you summon an Ephemeral ally, you grant it +1/+1. And if you summon this card with Nightfall, you get to summon a Sapling. The reason that this is cool is because the Sapling gets buffed right away. So if you play this card with Nightfall, the Sapling already comes down as a 3/1 right off the bat. These two cards are really good because they also synergize with other Nightfall tools that we already have in our arsenal, especially Unto Dusk. Unto Dusk is really good with both the Protector and the Glenkeeper because it can either trigger your Nightfall effect again, allowing you to potentially push lethal if you have a really wide board, or it lets you trigger the Glenkeeper again, allowing you to summon a second Sapling to be able to kind of pull the opponent's blockers away. So they synergize with that, and they're also really nice with Stalking Shadows. So this is why, if you look at this deck list now, which I'm going to completely go over it, that's why we're actually on triple Stalking Shadows and even triple Fading Memories, because we have now even better targets. Not better, but even more targets for both of these two spells. It used to be that really your best targets was Doombeast for Unto Dusk, Stalking Shadows, and Fading Memories. But now, even if you don't get your Doombeast, you can still get the Protector or the Glenkeeper, which are both really good to allow us to push damage. The rest of the deck is as straightforward Nightfall as you've seen before, right? So the Fading Memories, in addition to potentially let us trigger our other units again, because another synergy that I forgot to talk about is that the fact that this buffs any any Ephemeral ally. So if you really have this on the field and you play an Ephemeral ally from Fading Memories or from Stalking Shadows, then it gets an additional attack, which can, again, could be really good at allowing you to present that lethal. But anyways, Fading Memories on top of copying our units also lets us have a cheap zero-cost way to trigger Nightfall. Bringer is there for that reason as well. It's a really great Nightfall trigger and also gets to the Dust Petal. So this is like two Nightfall triggers in one card. Solari Soldier is there for similar things. You can play that on turn 2, turn 3, etc. And then play a Nightfall card right after it to be able to actually get a Nightfall buff. Or you can just play it on turn 1 to kind of start pushing some damage early on. It's actually not as bad as it was before because this actually gets buffed with the Twilight Protector. So let's say you have a Solari Soldier in your field, you can always play the Twilight Protector right away and you end up with 2 3/3 units, right? Onlooker, just a lot of aggressive, great target for us to copy, just a cheap unit. Diana, amazing, works really well with this deck, giving you access to the challenge and potentially level her up. The Shade Stalker is just there to allow us to push elusive damage and also being a cheap unit and so being really good. And you can actually buff the Shade Stalker with the Twilight Protector, allowing her to push even more damage. Pearl Cascade for some nice draw. Unto Dust to synergize with our units and some nice draw as well. Doombeast is one of our other key cards, letting us drain 2 from the opponent, allowing us to stay alive and push a lot of damage. We kind of talked a little bit about Glenkeeper. Stalking Shadows is because we have a lot of great hits with Stalking Shadows in this deck. Nocturne obviously got buffed a couple of patches ago, so that now he can level up with just Fearsome allies. Doesn't really matter that much for this deck because you have enough Nightfall allies that you're leveling him up anyways. But Nocturne is a really great win condition with this deck, and also really nice target for Unto Dust as well, allowing you to reduce the opponent's whole board attack by 1. And then lastly, we have the Moonlight Affliction, right? So the Moonlight Affliction just one off to kind of complete our 40 card deck, allowing us to completely get rid of 2 opponents' blockers to allow us to push the damage that we need. Deck is really fun, and I think it was doing really well. This deck list, I got it from loremaster.com, and it was like doing really well in terms of win rates today when I found this. So Hope you enjoy the games coming out soon, and if you do, please make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post a lot of videos every single day. See you at the end of the video for some mulligan tips. In this match, we're going up against Vayne Pantheon. We can try to aggro them down. I just don't know if that's actually ever working in this matchup. I don't know if I like the Protector in this matchup. Spell Cascade is nice, but maybe I want to get it later. Now I kind of wish I kept the Spell Cascade. Or the Twilit Protector, sorry. This hand is not amazing. This hand is not amazing. Nocturne is going to spend some time before the level up too, right? I guess we could try to play for the Nocturne level up. But not if we don't get any other value here, right? Because we already lost one attack token and Nocturne still at 0 out of 5. So if we don't draw other cards, we have no way of leveling up Nocturne. This becomes a great blocker for them. This is unfortunate. Now the Unto Dust is nice because we can trigger the Nocturne ability twice.
I will die when I am ready.
So that's always good. Let's go Stalking Shadows now while we have the mana. Protector, I feel, is more value than the Onlooker, because our mana doesn't matter anymore. Doombeast is obviously nice as well, because we have the draw here. I like the Protector. I like the Protector instead. We want to keep enough mana so that we're able to go for the Unto Dust if we need to next turn. So we're gonna go here. This way we have access to Spell Cascade or Unto Dust if we need to reduce their attack by even more. There's the Pantheon, unfortunately. Do I go for this? No, because opponent easily has a way to buff this up even more. Still need to attack with this guy though, just so that we can start leveling up the Nocturne. So I'm just gonna go like this. Single combat. Alright, so because of the single combat, I'm definitely going for this attack, right? That way we kill the Nocturne. So now I'm definitely going the Unspeakable Horror. That way we bait out the single combat from the opponent and I still kill Pantheon. Second Unto Dust is not amazing. Because we didn't pick the Doombeast, right? We picked something else. The opponent still keeps their Saga Seekers, which are really good for them. Fading Memories is not amazing either.
True power eclipses both day and night.
I guess we can go like this, right? We can Twilight Protector. This gives me +1/+1 here. Making this a good blocker. Opponent can start just jamming their units though. It's pretty good. I think I like this. We go the Twilight Protector again. Buff the Protector by 1. Buff each one of them by 1, right? We have the Unto Dust to be able to buff them up even more if we need to. We can pull this Saga Seeker like this.
Follow the horizon.
I don't want to spend Spell Cascade here, right? Because I'm probably gonna Spell Cascade this Saga Seeker instead. So we're gonna play it like this. We have the Unto Dust to buff our Nightfall cards. And we have Spell Cascade because we need to try to get over the Saga Seeker. One could just block like this as well. And if they go like this, then obviously it's a little bit unfortunate because then we won't have any value. So I think now we can commit the Spell Cascade here. Just keep it alive. I think this card is way too good later on as an Unto Dust target. So that's a good block from the opponent. That's a good block from the opponent considering everything else.
Demons
They also get to play Vayne. It's cool. I like having this in my hand so that we can burst speed trigger into dust or something like that if we need to. Oh, Nocturne is huge. At the same time, as huge as Nocturne is, it can just get killed by that Saga Seeker. That's a big problem. Yeah, that's a big problem. I guess let's just go here. I guess we have to play it, right? We have to play the Nocturne no matter what. If the opponent has a concerted strike or a single combat for that Saga Seeker to kill us, then they get it. They could also just kill us with Pantheon, having access to the barrier right now. The Unto Dust and the Nocturnes are not bad because he reduces the attack of everything by 1. So we could potentially create a pretty big attack next turn. So we could potentially create a really big attack next turn by having the Nocturne enable, right? Because we can go like this. We can go like this. We can play multiple Unto Dust. We can drag this Saga Seeker away. And then we have like a big fearsome attack because Nocturne levels up with our open. Opponent gets to attack with Pantheon, but if they don't get like a keyword that's saving them, then we can actually just block the Pantheon. My concern here is if they they don't get lifesteal. They do get tough though. They do get tough. Elusive too. Darkening Ages. Gets into 6. It's kind of crazy, right? If we go for this kill. This seems pretty crazy to me. Oh wait, he has elusive, so it doesn't matter. So he has elusive, so it doesn't matter, right? So, okay, so this is 2, 4, 6. We gotta go here. We gotta go here and just make our units bigger. Opponent easily has an answer here. We're tapping out of everything. We're going all in. We're going all in, right? That gets rid of a fearsome blocker on the Vayne. Opponent just beat opponent. We just stepped out of the Nocturne. So now the opponent knows that they can kill the Nocturne here. So I kind of want to make it. Oh yeah, so we are pulling the Saga Seeker right here. So what I wanted to do now, so the Pale Cascade brings the Vayne back. Right, the Pale Cascade brings the Vayne back. But I think it's better for me to keep the Unto Dust to either buff my whole board, right? Because this, on one of these guys, buffs everything. Than it is for me to try to get reduce more Vayne attack. So I think we go like this. So I think we go like this and keep the Unto Dust to just buff our whole Nightfall board if we need to by another +1.
Why do you fight?
Because this is 4, 7, 11. Another Unto Dust gets us there. If opponent doesn't have Pale to block with Vayne, we technically have an out. That's the Concerted. So there's the Concerted, right? So now what we can do, I guess we're off by 1. We're off by 1, huh? We got doing the Unto Dust and doing Looker. Here's the question. Is Nocturne here better than Pale Cascade? It has to be Pale, right? Because the Nocturne can potentially just survive even longer. Either one of these gets punished by a single combat, but at least if we buff one of these two. Yeah, I think it's Pale. I think it's just Pale. If we buff this one, it lets us do single combat anyways. At least here, if the opponent single combats, oh, we got there. Wow. Yeah. Unto Dust is really good with the Twilight Seer, right? Especially once we drew that Onlooker as well. It made that play so obvious there. So GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Vayne Jax. They have enough blockers that I don't know if we can actually go super lethal on them. I like the Glenkeeper. I think it's gonna be really nice. At the same time, I feel like I also need Diana. Okay, well, we got exactly what we wanted, right? So we got Diana, and we got the Glenkeeper. We can we can play Dustbringer this turn, play Diana next turn, and then have the Glenkeeper on turn 3 because we'll have the Dust Petal to discount it. That doesn't seem like a bad card, right? The good thing about Diana is that her challenger gets triggered even after you summon a Nightfall card afterwards, right? So we'll have 2 challengers on turn 3 if we do exactly that play. But then it taps us out completely of any answer that we might have. This card is really good, by the way, because if you didn't know, the Sapling gets the buff from the Glenkeeper right away. So the Sapling becomes a 3-attack challenger. And this card itself has Fearsome, which is not bad. Is there a chance for us to change? Like, should we change our play? I don't think so, right? I think I just like the idea of the double challenger so much. Yeah, I think I like the double challenger a lot, right? Because especially because Diana has quick attack, so it lets me just take positive trades at the very least. I guess opponent could have the fish slap here. Okay, especially now since we have a second Diana, I don't really care if that first Diana dies, right? So there we go. This becomes a 3, so now we have 2 ways to remove the opponent's blockers while also pushing 4 damage. So that's not bad. This gets our Nocturne to 2 out of 5. Because both of these cards have Nightfall. I mean, this one even has Fearsome too. There's the Vayne. So we go like this. And now the Vayne can just die to the Diana on a future turn. I guess opponent could have Catch or Blaze of the Fallen. Alright, that scared me. Catch could have been scary, but I think I'm still always willing to risk it. I think I'm always willing to risk the Catch if it means being able to threaten, threaten the favorable trades. Oh, that's actually huge, right? Because I get to summon a Sapling with the Unto Dusk. A burst speed Sapling. Oh wow, I didn't actually think of that synergy. I didn't think of that synergy whatsoever. I'm actually gonna go Dustbringer. I want to play the Soldier next turn. I don't want to play it this turn. I know that we take the damage from the Katy Mirage, but maybe I'm actually willing to Pel Cascade. Maybe I'm okay Pel Cascading right now, to be honest. I think I am. I think I am doing the Pel Cascade right here to kill this Katy Mirage. That way opponent has less blockers for next turn. I am giving him the tough back, and opponent also gets a quick attack, so they could tumble right here. But I don't think I'm too scared of that just yet. Passed away. Okay, so opponent gets 1 mana back. So they have 6 mana next turn. Again, this burst speed attacker is gonna be huge, and it's not something that the opponent's gonna expect. So we're gonna play Soldiers so that we have a big attacker. We can play Shade Stalker or Doombeast, either way. Because no matter what, if we play Lunari, as long as we're trying to do the Unto Dust, we're always tapping out, right? Like, we're always going to be tapping out of having both Pel Cascade and Unto Dust. And I think I'd rather prefer to have the Diana in my hand instead. Yeah, there's the slap, right? Okay, so that's even better, right? Now we can just play the second Diana. So now we don't have to do either. We don't have to do either or. We can just play the second Diana. Opponent already used the slap, so it's not gonna matter. They could have a second slap, but again, this Unto Dust might be enough. Although, do we actually even do that now? Since the opponent just did the slap like that and they only have 4 mana. Is it just better to play the Shade Stalker because Diana levels up? I mean, Diana's gonna level up regardless, but this will also level up our Nocturne if we play the Shade Stalker instead. You know I have a fearsome blocker, right? I think opponent has condemn maybe, and that's what they're trying to do here.
No mercy for heretics.
Right? That's the only way that makes sense. I think I like the Shade Stalker. I think I like keeping this onto Dusk for later.
Is our queen, the night, her kingdom.
Opponent only has 3 mana, so even if they have a Cataclysm, I mean, they're killing Diana with the Cataclysm, which sucks, but they're losing their Bane in the process and also losing Cataclysm. They used the Tumble already, so it's not a big deal.
No more hype.
And we can just go like this and still kill this. I guess opponent could have catch and transfer. No, the catch doesn't work, right? Because the catch just transfers one of these equipments on it. Unless he has the tough one, right? Yeah, he does. Okay, so he has the Darking Ages. The Darking Ages is the only way that catch was going to work. But now the opponent is still at 8. And 8 HP. Vayne is still dying to almost everything. We can play the Stalking Shadows or the Dust Feather here and have the Unto Dusk to trigger this twice. Although I really think that now we can always just summon the Sapling instead. It pushes about the same damage as the Drain 2. We also have the Stalking Shadows that we can play with. I definitely like playing the Doom Beast here though as a blocker for Vayne. If for some reason we need to. Opponent goes to 6, we're still 4 wide. Opponent plays another Ephemeral card, which is just gonna die. And they literally have just a handful of equipment and 1 card that we don't know about. They've been attacking, like opponent could technically tumble and then attack with Vayne to level her up.
Purifying bolts.
I think I'm blocking, right? I think I'm blocking and forcing the last card out of the opponent. Yeah, I was gonna say, like if the opponent did it that way, I was always gonna block. No need to play the Unto Dusters now. Force the opponent to have to attack with the tumble and level up the Vayne, I guess. They will need to have a second cash. That would be the last card in their hand. The craziest thing as well is that the Fearsome from Stalking Shadows gets buffed by the Glenkeeper. So it ends up being like a lot of value. Might actually just go the Unto Dust and the Doom Beast just because of the fact that we're gonna have a full board with the Stalking Shadows, so it's not necessary. Okay, alright, that's big. That's big, gives them a blocker, and they also get to draw. Oh, okay. That's kind of annoying, huh? I thought we were gonna be able to just win here. But the fact that the opponent got that is very, very bad for us. So I think we just actually go here. We go here. We go Stalking Shadows. Just go as wide as go wider than them. This actually is lethal now. This is actually lethal now. With the Pearl Cascade. We can actually go... I like the Protectors. I like the Protectors a lot better. Because remember, this card buffs itself, right? So we can play Protector, second Protector, and now every one of our cards is going to push lethal. Except for, I guess, the Dustbringer. So every one of our cards is pushing lethal except for the Dustbringer. The Jax is annoying, but it's not going to kill us here. This is pushing lethal, 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 lethal. Opponent's going to have to lose the whole board. We could have actually played the second Protector and then play this one, but I think I wanted to have mana for Pearl Cascade. I think I like having mana for Pearl Cascade as a potential backup and just to draw with it this time.
Say your prayers.
1 card in your hand. What could it be?
You face a ghost.
That, like, whatever it is gonna still mean that you lose your whole board. Like, if it's Concerted Strike, you survive, but you're still losing your whole board. Condemn? So you still lose your whole board then, right? Still loses the whole board. Let's just Pearl Cascade here, get the opponent down to 1 HP. And we're okay. I guess opponent's gonna have Jolar, right? They get the Darking Ages back. And that was their second Vayne. So they get the Darking Ages back, but that's not gonna be enough, especially with us joining Nocturne now too. Means that we can get rid of all their blockers. The reason I did Pelt Cascade there is because I'd rather just draw now while I have it activated than kind of wait for later. Okay. Sure. If I'm opponent, I'm just passing here, right? They never respect. Like, why do they never pass? I'm confused. That's a huge. That's not a great draw, but it's also not bad. Because it's just more units that we can use to get rid of the opponent fears and blockers. And also something that we can just pull the blocker with, right? Like one of these soldiers is gonna be a little bit less than the rest, but it should still be fine. I guess opponent could tumble here, get a mana back, and then potentially have the fish. So they could potentially have the fish slap, right? So if they have the fish slap, how am I ever losing if I just block with Nocturne here? If I just block with Nocturne, how do I ever lose? Right? Opponent has 1 card left. We're gonna be 3 wide, and opponent's at 1 HP. That's a good card. That's a good draw. So we just go here. Cool. And that's game. We play Twilit Protector. We can play the soldier as well to pull the Jax out of the way. With this second soldier, everything has fearsome. Let's just make sure that we don't lose to anything, right? Opponent could have a strike. Okay, so with 1 card, they shouldn't have a way to stop this. Even a judgment is not enough if they somehow play judgment for some reason. Well, now it is, I guess, right? So if they do have judgment, I need to make sure that, well, they tap out of the judgment, so it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna make sure that we don't lose to anything here. That's actually a way that we could lose, right? Opponent gets more blockers, but they still need to have another card, right? Yeah, they will still need to have another card on top of whatever they draw, and they only have 3 mana for it. Could I have lost that game there by playing my cards out that way? I don't think so, right? Because the Parchment Hole cost them pretty much all their mana, so GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Rumble Vayne. We don't really have a way to react to Rumble, right? So we have to just try to kind of turbo kill them. I guess we could have Diana as a challenger. I think I need to mulligan everything. I know we can probably go fast with this hand, but I think I need to mulligan everything and try to look for like Diana. I guess we can try to rush them down here. Yeah, that's the Diana. That's good. That's very, very good. Alright. I go ahead and attack. No reason not to. We can play Diana next turn. Or we could play the Fading Memories first and then play Diana next this turn. So the reason the reason I like doing this is so we can play Diana here, right? Trigger the Nightfall, that way Diana can start leveling up. Because we're always gonna play I guess the opponent gets to kill our Diana, that's fine. Because I think I'm always gonna play the Solaris Soldier and then we can always play the second Diana anyways. I guess it's not fine that they got that kill. I forgot about that. I almost honestly forgot about the 2 drop. We can go here, Solaris Soldier again. And then we can go second Diana. Get to kill the Moon Weaver and attack with everything else.
No more lies. I will be heard.
Kind of don't mind keeping this in the back, right? Have the opponent lose their blocker, because this one can technically get buffed by the Twilight Protector. Diana's gonna level up pretty quickly, which means that we will be able to kill Rumble, but it's very likely that the opponent has a way to stop this Rumble. To stop this Diana from killing the Rumble. It is a great draw.
Locked and loaded. Working as intended.
They got rid of the Great Hammers, huh?
Death or the blade.
I'm okay I think I have to take this. I think I just have to take this.
Baby burn.
Because I have to somehow find enough damage to push lethal here shortly. Opponent decided to discard the Grey Hammers and the Overgrown Craftsman, so Am I supposed to just block to give myself more time? I think blocking is fine, right? That way we only take 1 damage and we give ourselves a little more time. Because if we don't block and we take that damage, then there's a good chance that the opponent could have access to like an overwhelm later on, and that could be a problem, right? Fading Memories on the Doombeast is pretty nice. So I guess let's go here. Let's go here first. Opponent has to keep mana for so opponent has to absolutely keep mana for Willing Death, right? Because otherwise they're losing the Rumble to the Diana. So they have to have like a Willing Death, or they have to have a Cataclysm right here to do the same thing. There's the Cataclysm that we talked about. I guess, okay, so the Rumble's already leveled up anyways. I guess we attack with everything anyways, right? We probably have to attack with everything anyways. The problem is that this guy goes to 5, so we go here. If we attack like this, we're only losing the Doombeast. We're pushing 8. Ugh, we're not even pushing 8 anymore, huh? This is bad. So I don't think we win. I don't think we win this game anymore. I don't even think we actually keep the Doombeast alive. That we copy the Doombeast. I think I'd rather have this as a potential Nightfall trigger. Had to have Cataclysm. I had to have a blocker, huh?
Those who kill innocents
and now also gets a tumble. Also gets a tumble. So I'm gonna pick this one. Because I want to just make this Chase Stalker as big as possible. We're going to play the Ephemeral here. So by playing the Ephemeral here, we still give the Chase Stalker the permanent buff. This is the Great Hammers, right? So this is the reason why we didn't take all that damage earlier. Let's go ahead and do the second Protector. So opponent gets to push the Overwhelm damage. We go like this. Opponent's gonna have another Overwhelm with the Tumble. Next turn. So we're almost dead. we need a significant joker. So if we do the Fading Memories on the Chase Stalker, that's gonna be 7. Right? It's gonna be 7. And then we have to rely on Pel Cascade join us something. This is gonna be 8. I guess it has to be like this, right? Opponent should have a way to beat the elusives. Unless they got an elusive right here. We go here. Doombeast. Well, it's not Doombeast, but opponent's gonna have to have an answer for this. Opponent's gonna have an answer for this now, so there's gonna be 10. Do they have lethal here? They do, right? Because of the impact. They got exactly the correct Blade Fragment. If they didn't get that Blade Fragment, they don't have lethal. If they don't get that Blade Fragment, they don't have lethal. Yep. Because of that Blade Fragment, they get lethal here, so all we can do is this, and that's only gonna push 6. I guess I can force him to block with the Rumble, right? Giving us a potential 1 extra turn. Why lose the Bane? Like, he could save the Bane right here. I guess he doesn't even have to block with the Rumble. Because we're only pushing, we're still 2 off. We almost had it. We almost had it, right? If the opponent doesn't get exactly that +2 Blade Fragment, then we can always just block with one of our other units and we win the game, but unfortunately, just wasn't enough. Just wasn't enough. That's so unfortunate. He had to get exactly that Blade Fragment. Because, I mean, he already used 3 Blade... He already discarded and used 3 Blade Fragments. I guess he did play the second... He did play the second Squire earlier. So he already had a different Blade Fragment in his hand, which is the one that we just used right now, the Overwhelm. So he did have a 50-50 chance of getting the +2 or the Quick Attack. So we lost the 50-50 there then, so GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Viktor Seraphine, and we're going against Ionia. Unfortunately, It's gonna be a little bit awkward, right? It's gonna be a little bit awkward because they have a plenty of removal. I actually don't think we're supposed to keep Diana. But Diana is so good at removing their stuff, right? I'm gonna keep Diana. I'm gonna look for Nightfall generators, right? Like the Solari soldier here is pretty good. Let's just push pressure. Let's put pressure here. I do like starting with this early approach. Let's just do the soldier. Falling Feline cannot block the soldier. Because my concern is that if we play Diana before she's leveled up, opponent can just easily Mystic Shot her. And that's a little bit unfortunate. Onlooker? Onlooker's not bad, right? Because what we can do is that we can always play Diana next turn. We can always play Diana next turn, have the second Diana Pale Cascade as a backup. Diana's gonna... The good thing is that Diana can get Challenger now. Even after she's already been summoned. So it makes it really nice, right? Makes it really nice because you can just summon her as a pseudo... like just Nightfall trigger, like if she was like a Daybreak card. This lets us push 6 damage while also killing the Falling Feline. Opponent goes for the high note, which lets us go for the Pale Cascade. Opponent's gonna have to have another card to kill this. And if they do, we're still pushing 4. So now opponent's forced to spend like a Mystic Shot here. Doesn't have it. We go here. I guess they could have like a twin, right? A twin technically does kill Diana, but then we're still pushing 6, which I think is worth it. Okay. Doesn't have it, right? This is also really good. Because it can trigger my Nightfall, right? We can play the Daybreak effect. That's why the Twilit Protector ends up being really nice. Because we can play this and then Doom Beast next turn and still be able to kind of go pretty wide. Nocturne? Nocturne is huge. Nocturne is huge. So, I think I'm actually willing to play Nocturne right here. I think this is correct. I think I forced the opponent to kill the Nocturne. Yeah, I think this is fine. They're always gonna kill that Nocturne regardless, right? So they're always gonna kill that Nocturne regardless. They just use that spell to do just that. We can play... Oh, we got a second. We can play the Twilit Protector into Doom Beast, and that will actually level up our Nocturne for next turn. Oh, honestly, I never realized that this was gonna buff itself. So this card can just... This card just comes down as a 3/3, while also buffing our Solari Soldier. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's true, because it gives Daybreak allies, so it's not like others. It literally just gives Daybreak allies. So we go here, again, just trying to go wider. That also gives me the challenge on the Diana. Opponent can have a way to remove this Diana right now. But, oh wow. Yeah, how are they beating this? Nocturne is leveled up now. How do they beat this? Tailstones? Recall. Which one are you gonna recall? Any recall here is bad for you, right? Any recall here is bad for you. Like, this soldier now means that we have a way to enable like our Doom Beast and a Nocturne, right? Opponent still goes down to 1, so Doom Beast still wins the game. Maybe opponent's trying to go for the Falling Feline into... I guess that makes sense, right? You go Falling Feline into Hexac Crystal to try to kill us that way. But opponent really tapped out of deny, so there's nothing I need to worry about. I just do Dustbringer into Doom Beast, and that should be game. And there we go. Doom Beast kills always feel nice. We get to see Diana level up too. We're gonna get to see Nocturne, but we at least get to see Diana. So that's always nice. Just put pressure, right? When you're going against Ionia Viktor decks like this, you just want to put a lot of pressure. And we kind of got a little bit lucky on that turn where the opponent didn't have a second way to kill our Diana. But that's why I wanted to have Pale Cascade backup, so GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Kayn Vayne. This sucks, right? Because Kayn can allow the opponent to just heal off of me, which is a problem. I think I like the Onlooker. I don't know if I like the Protector, right? Because what we can do is we can do Dustbringer into Onlooker, right? Which is pretty nice. This hand is very low value. This hand is really low value. This is the problem with Nightfall sometimes, that it feels like he has some very low value hands. We can play Dustbringer and try to go wide. Dustbringer into Onlooker. Potentially. I don't know if that's enough. We could also go Dustbringer, play Dust Petal, Onlooker, copy Onlooker, and push more damage that way. It's not even worth it anymore because the opponent ended up getting a fearsome blocker. So opponent ended up getting a fearsome blocker regardless, huh? The fact that we have this, it's not bad. It's not bad. Let's go for the double Onlooker play. I think we go for the double Onlooker play. We go here, we go Onlooker, we play the Dustbringer, Nocturne, and then set up for the Moonlit Glenkeeper. Maybe what we have to do is just play the Dustbringer and wait until we had. It's tough. It's tough. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna. Oh wait, almost did the wrong thing. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go here. Just go double Onlooker. That also potentially lets us advance the Nocturne by 2. We're gonna push 6 damage. Which is not bad, unless the opponent has like a single combat here. Nope, okay. I'll take the 6 damage. But again, the problem is what we talked about. We're very low value now, right? So really, really low value. Which makes it really difficult for us to really do anything after this now. I mean, I guess we get Pale Cascade, which is not bad. I think I'm just gonna continue going wide. I'm gonna continue just try to go wide, right? You can play the Glenkeeper here. Is it actually Glenkeeper or is it just the Chase Stalker? I like this, right? Because this already buffs this up, so it allows us to pull the Browin. But maybe we're not even keeping the Browin. Ooh, that's huge. That's huge, because those cards are fearsome. I mean, sorry, not fearsome. Those cards are fleeting, right? So the opponent just had to draw 2 cards fleeting here. Wow, really? Really? That's the play that you're making? So they're gonna lose 1 card. So they're trying to make it so that they can kill my unit. So they can kill like this unit. We can go like, technically we can go like this, right? We're pushing 4 damage. And then we have Pale Cascade, or we can play the Chase Stalker, but then we're losing a unit to the Browin. I think I'm gonna go like this, right? If opponent's gonna try to pull the Glenkeeper, and then we can Pale Cascade to kill the Browin and keep the Glenkeeper alive. Opponent's losing 1 card here. We get another draw, and we're okay. Nah, I'm gonna do it anyways. I'm gonna do it anyways because I think it's worth it to just take this trade. I guess we could have taken the trade on the Wolf Dog, but then that means that the opponent gets the equipment back. And I don't think I need to worry about this equipment. Their opponent loses. Oh, they drew exactly double Golden Ages. There's our Nocturne. And this Kayn. Yeah, Kayn is the problem that I was worried about. What if... So the problem with playing Nocturne now is that we obviously don't get the Nocturne's hit, right? We can technically play Nocturne next turn, play Chase Stalker and then Nocturne, and that will put -1 on everything. Is that good enough? Is that good enough? You could also play Nocturne and then have the Moonlit Affliction instead and be able to just remove the blockers entirely. Because Nocturne's gonna level up. I think I like the Nocturne. I think I need to be able to play my units out. I think not playing my units out is a mistake. That's perfect. So this actually lets me play Soldier, Chase Stalker, and then have Moonlit Affliction to be able to remove the blockers. Opponent's gonna need to have a strike. And if they get greedy and strike with Kayn, I guess the silence doesn't stop the extra attack buff here. Nocturne levels up because of the Chase Stalker and the Nocturne attack, both counting. If the opponent just does nothing here, I think I'm cool with that too. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it, get rid of the blockers, Nocturne levels up. Now opponent's gonna have to have multiple strikes to stop this. I guess they only really need one strike. If they can kill the Nocturne, like if they have a Concerted Strike, then they do live, but they go to 3. So it has to be Concerted Strike to be able to kill the Nocturne. Otherwise, this is lethal. A single combat doesn't do it because they have no way to single combat the Nocturne, so they can only single combat one of the other units. Sharp Sight doesn't do it, doesn't give you blocker unless you also have a strike. So I guess if he has Sharp Sight plus Furious Welder, nope. All right, we got there. We got there. The one with Moonlit Affliction, I always liked it in Nightfall decks exactly for this reason. So GG's. Hey, welcome back everybody. Hope you enjoyed those games. We had some pretty close ones. We had some really cool wins, right? We got that win versus Pantheon Vayne with the Twilit Protector and the Unto Dust just putting so much work. I mean, when games go like that, it just feels really fun. But we got lucky that the opponent literally had nothing else in their hand. Because if they had anything, single combat, Guiding Touch, another Concerted Strike, we would have just lost. Or if they roll Lifesteal on Pantheon, we would have just lost the well. So we got a little bit lucky there, but sometimes it is what it is. In terms of mulligan, I definitely want to keep on my Dustbringer and Diana. Those are really the two main things I'm looking for. Dustbringer, Diana, and then the rest, really, I haven't figured out that well yet, to be honest. I think I still need to have more practice with this deck to really figure out what the best mulligan for it is. But I think the Dustbringer and Diana is a really good core to start with, just because Diana lets you obviously pull the opponent's blockers away and lets you start bouncing your level up. Or you can go a more aggressive approach, like as you saw against the Ionia deck, where you keep your Solari Soldiers and your Onlooker to just try to push a lot of damage early on. That might be the best way against certain Ionia or slower decks that you need to deal with right at the moment. Aside from that, I definitely don't need to keep Nocturne or the Doom Beast that early. The Glenkeeper, I kind of like keeping it a lot of times, right? I think it's actually interesting if you keep one off, if you already have a good enough early board. But if you don't have an early hand, then you definitely want to kick it and get something else instead. And the Protector is nice later in the game as well, together with the Chase Stalker. So yeah, just go for Diana, Dustbringer, Solari, Solari Soldier and Onlooker in certain matchups, and Glenkeeper or Nocturne if you already have an early enough board presence. So yeah, that would be my advice. Anyways, that's it for me today. If you did like this video, please make sure to like it below and subscribe to us. We post our videos every single day. You can also find us on Twitch at Sirturmund, where we usually stream 2 to 3 times a week. Unfortunately, we've been really busy with work, so I haven't had the chance to stream as much. But promise I'll be back here in a couple weeks after I'm done with all my work travels. And you can also find us on Discord and Twitter. The links to those are both in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all again tomorrow.